Call to order the Gurnee Village Board meeting of June 26, 2023. Roll call, please.
Ross, Garner, O'Brien, Thomas,
Present.
Thorstensen,
Here.
Woodside,
Here.
4 present, 2 absent.
You stand with me for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag. To the republic, which stands one nation of America, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Welcome, everybody. Sorry we don't have enough seats, but that's a good thing tonight, right? So we're going to start with the approval of the consent agenda.
So moved.
Motion by Trustee Balmas,
Second.
second by Trustee Thorstensen. Roll call, please.
Ross,
Aye.
Balmas,
Aye.
Thorstensen,
Yes.
Woodside,
Aye.
4 aye.
Motion carries. David?
Item number 1, approval of minutes from the June 12th, 2023 meeting. Item number 2, approval of ordinance number 2023-37, removing 3 Class 1 and 1 Class 2 tobacco and alternative nicotine product licenses by amending Section 7-8 of Chapter 7 of the Gurnee Municipal Code entitled Tobacco and Alternative Nicotine Retailers. Item number 3, approval of request from Utility Division to waive the formal bidding requirement and purchase 204 3/4-inch, 1 1.5-inch, and 2 2-inch water meters from Midwest Meter Incorporated at a cost of $33,377.75, sole source supplier from Midwest Region. Item number 4, approval of request from the Police Department to purchase 7 flock cameras at a cost of $33,300 through the Illinois Attorney General grant funding. Item number 5, approval of Information System Division's recommendation to renew annual micro-focus maintenance agreement with Matrix Systems Group for a period of 1 year at a cost of $22,616 through the State of Illinois Department of Innovation and Technology Joint Purchasing Contract. Item number 6, approval of Engineering Division's recommendation to award 2023 pavement marking program to Precision Pavement Marking Incorporated at a cost not to exceed $60,000 through the Lake County Municipal League Cooperative Purchasing Program. Item number 7, approval of granting a Class 9 liquor license and waiving the fee for the Exchange Club of Gurnee for its Gurnee Days event on August 12th and 13th, 2023. Item number 8, approval of setting a bid date of July 28th, 2023 for the Public Works Material Bin Reconstruction Project. Item number 9, approval of payroll for the period ending June 16, 2023 in the amount of $1,241,169.01. Item number 10, approval of bills for the period ending June 26, 2023 in the amount of $645,934.50.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
Motion by Trustee Balmas, second by Trustee Ross. Roll call, please.
Ross,
Aye.
Balmas,
Aye.
Thorstensen,
Yes.
Woodside,
Aye.
4 aye.
Motion carries. So on to petition and communications. And if Chief would join me down front. I'll start. So this is the reason why most of you have come, right? So this is really a great time for us that we look from all of our departments, the fire department tonight, to promote from within, to hire from within. So this is really a proud moment for us. I know a proud moment for Chief and proud moment for the rest of the fire department to be able to look at our own and see them increase in what they're doing. And we as a village just really look to do that. And we just appreciate the police being out here in full force to be able to lock arms with their brothers of the fire department. So we're going to start and let Chief do some talking about what we're doing tonight, if that's okay. And then we'll begin with whoever you pick.
All right, there you go. Welcome, everyone. I'd like to take time to thank Mr. Ziegler, Mayor, Village Board, for having us tonight for these promotions. It's an exciting time. Promotions aren't something that happen every day, especially in the fire department. Quite a few of these individuals have waited up to 17 years for their first promotion. It's not because weren't capable, but it's part of the growth cycle of the department and when we grew. Quite often, in fact, every 2 years, they take tests that puts them on lists. These lists, sometimes they expire when they're number one on the list. And then 2 years at it, they're back to reading these books. They're back working hard, always going there. The neat part about the fire department, as I look around, we have so many capable people that could do these positions. The people that are doing it are going to take it very serious. I had the opportunity to sit and meet with each one of them. The first person I met with was actually David Douglas. David has gone ahead and up to this point still accepted the position of deputy chief. The fire department hasn't had a deputy chief since 2017. When David and I sat in a room and met together, I did remind him and warn him, the walls of our offices touch, and I'm not always the easiest person to work with. And David took the job anyway. No, on a serious note, David has put a lot of time and effort in. Everyone in the community knows David loves public education. David quite often is the face of our fire department. He gets out there. He's willing to do some of the duties that maybe the fire chief isn't as strong at. The public education side, he really does. Same time, David has also come to me over the last few years and said, what are my weaknesses? What kind of things do I need to work at? And he's gone out and sought education opportunities to become better at budgets and spreadsheets. We are going to work as a team together. We've talked about it. We've sat and met. He brings a lot to the table. He's going to teach me a lot. And that's one of the neatest things through our meeting that I got from him is he has a lot to offer, not only the whole department, myself as an individual to grow. So I appreciate David accepting the position. I'm going to have David come on up, and we're going to administer the oath of office.
Ready? Okay. Oh, got someone right behind you to support you in this. Okay. I state your name. Having been appointed to the office of Deputy Fire Chief in the village of Gurnee in the county of Lake, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Illinois, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of Deputy Fire Chief. Congratulations.
Okay. David's wife, Laura, is going to pin his badge on now. You worked it, right? No, I left it. It's stuck. It's going to be hard.
Well, first of all, thank you for all of you for being here, supporting me, supporting the department, supporting the next two men that are going to be coming up here. It's a great honor. It's a wonderful responsibility that I'll be taking forth here. And I want to just let the mayor know and the village board, I don't take the weight of the badge lightly, so I will do my best in the duties of Deputy Fire Chief. To my brothers and sisters in blue over there, Gurnee's finest, to my brothers and sisters, my red line family here at the Gurnee Fire Department and all of the departments that have come to support us. Thank you. I certainly look forward to continuing our public safety partnership. We provide a great service to the community, and I see that we're going to continue to do so. To my friends and my family, I love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for always supporting me, driving me, pushing me. Thank you for coming, some of you from Florida, just to be here with us today. Again, I love you and thank you for the support. To my wonderful wife, Laura. As all the wives that are here know, when it comes testing time, there's a whole level of patience that you learn to develop. And Laura has developed that. And not only that, but she's pushed me to be better. She's pushed me to be stronger, smarter. And she's going to help me in this journey too, because everyone needs somebody to be able to lean their shoulder on and get some common sense in some things. So thank you, Laura. I love you. Thank you for all your love and support. I appreciate you.
Okay. Big decision. He said pictures later. All right. The next individual we're going to bring up is moving from the rank of lieutenant to battalion chief. Tim Steffens is an individual that I've had the opportunity to see walk into the fire department. He started here in Gurnee as a Warren graduate. He came in as a paid-on-call firefighter 20 plus years ago. It's hard to believe the sides have changed a little bit of color from the young kid that I remember walking in the building. Tim has worked his way up through all the ranks, and one of the things that he does as much as anyone, and it's a quality that everyone that's a lieutenant here and aspires to be a lieutenant, I hope to ask you to strive towards. He works to make the people around him better than himself. He's selfless when it comes to teaching and working and taking the opportunity to improve others. He really goes out of his way, whether it's on duty, off duty, if he can support someone. He's the guy that takes a text message from people middle of the night. Sorry about that, Heidi. But he does. He supports people. He helps people all the time. He's always trying to make everyone around him better than he is. It's a quality that you really can't teach it. He had it from the day he walked in when he was a brand new recruit, and he worked with the other recruits, and he's done it all through all of his ranks. And it's one of the biggest things that he's going to bring to the role of battalion chief. As a natural leader and someone who steps up there, sets the example, but also makes everyone around him better. And his goal is to see people go surpass him in the things he's done. So I want to invite Tim up here for the oath of office. Your call. David made the executive call.
You look.
David sent the executive.
Thank you. All right. I will. All right. Raise your right hand. I state your name.
Tim Steffens,
Having been appointed
been appointed to
to the office of fire captain
the office of fire captain
in the village of Gurnee
in the village of Gurnee,
in the county of Lake,
in the county of Lake,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
support
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office of
the duties of the office of
fire captain. There you go. Congratulations.
All right. Kind of hard to follow, Chief Douglas. Congratulations to you. Congratulations to Pat. I have a special bond with both of you, so I'm excited to share this stage with you. Thank you to the mayor. Thank you to the trustees, perhaps the civil service board if you're in the building. Also the police. I believe we're a special organization, and everything happens because of this building and our relationships with each other. So I'm proud to work here, represent my hometown. It's been a privilege to be here. To everyone in the back, I love you guys dearly. I know I don't say it enough. But as your friend, coworker, and a citizen of this town, I'm lucky to have you guys in my life. I truly appreciate you. I have my mother, Joan, here, my mother-in-law, Kathy, her boyfriend, Nick, my son, Chad, my daughter, Kendall, and my wife, Heidi. Without them, I'm nothing. They've truly been my support network through all of this. Thank you for sharing me with the fire service. I know you guys kind of inherited this crazy schedule, my sleepless nights, my crabbiness at times. I owe everything to you, so thank you.
So I started this all off saying that people wait well over 17 years to get a promotion. Pat's raising his hand. Pat's an individual that has taken the test numerous times. He always does very well on the test. He works hard, and it just was never his time. It's not because Pat wasn't qualified years ago to do this position. We all just fall in certain areas. We had the opportunity, Dave and I brought Pat in the office, offered him a position of lieutenant, and Pat came in the room, and you could tell he was very serious. Like, I'm going to get straight to the point here. I'm going to score some more points like I'm still in an official interview for this job. He's a professional all the way through. And I don't know if you just saw his face. Pat's always smiling. He walks in the room. He's always happy. He brings that to the shift. He brings that. Along with that, Pat works as our assistant EMS officer. Pat's in charge of all the billing for EMS, all our supplies, all that inventory. He's doing the jobs that I was explaining that the deputy chief and the battalion chief do. In our organization, we're lucky that people have gone out, gotten their degrees. They're working as firefighters with these, and they're able to do tasks that are well above their rank. We just don't have enough openings and positions for people like that. Pat is very qualified for this position. We did challenge Pat to say, we want you to make people around you better. We know you are real good at it. You can lead by example. We want you to keep making your shift mates better. You've already started as an acting officer. You've had the opportunity a lot to do that. And we challenge you to continue doing that moving forward. So nothing else to say. Come on up, Pat.
Ready? Raise your right hand. Let's see. I state your name.
I, Patrick Archambault.
Especially with you, I want to have you state your last name. So everybody else I might have been able to make it through, but not you. So yeah. Having been appointed to the office
Having been appointed to the office
of Fire Lieutenant
of Fire Lieutenant
in the village of Gurnee
in the village of Gurnee,
in the county of Lake,
County of Lake,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States,
of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
that I will faithfully discharge
that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Fire Lieutenant.
of Fire Lieutenant.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hey guys, congratulations.
What the other two guys said. No. It is actually really hard to follow both of those guys. So, but just to introduce, I have my wife Maura up here, my oldest son Devlin, my young one Kian. I've got my mother Denise back there with my sister and her family, father-in-law Steve, and many friends and coworkers that I've known over the past 17 years. When I walked into the office, it was, you kind of understand that it's coming at one point, but when you walk in, you never are really ready for it. But he did challenge me to try to make people around me better. I hope I've done that over the past 17 years, but I will accept that challenge gladly. To everybody in the back, all my coworkers that I've known for the past 17 years, I want to thank you for the support that you've given me. I've been fortunate enough to stay on Red Shift my entire career, and I am a product of my shift. So hopefully you guys like what you built. But to the members of the board, the Civil Service Commission, my friends over there on the right-hand side over at the police department, and thank you all for being here and supporting us, supporting me for everything that I've been trying to accomplish, and I hope that I can bring to you what you guys have brought to me. So thank you.
Okay.
I was gonna be that
Also
mean.
with-
We'll do it at station one.
As you can tell, we're just really proud of the fire department and the police department for the public safety that we have here in town. It's second to none, and tonight's just another great example of that. So bless you guys. I just thank you that you're out on the road protecting us, that our citizens, I'll say on behalf of them, thank you, and on behalf of the village board, that without you guys, the village wouldn't be what it is today. And I actually hear later some comments about Gurnee Mills, and Gurnee Mills wouldn't be what it's here today if it wasn't for you either. So thanks for coming out to support these great guys. They're not. We have one lady, but she's not up in the ranks yet. We have one lady fireman, right? So we're working on it, right? So yeah. So thanks.
If you're here for the promotions, if we could go ahead and exit the building and head back to Fire Station 1, we'll do pictures and we'll do all our congratulations back at Station 1. The board has business to do yet. Okay?
You want to have these guys sign it?
Hey,
You can just take it.
yeah.
Thank you, man. All right. Well, thank you.
You okay?
Awesome job. There you go. Let's get a quick promotion, right? So. Oh, thank you.
Turns
Oh,
out,
thank you,
maybe, I
guys.
guess. I don't know.
Proud moment for us. No doubt. No doubt.
Navigator in charge, I heard.
Yeah.
Hey, Dave, where's the party? Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know people with Batman, because they can keep the doors open as long as you want them.
All right. Thanks.
Yeah? Yeah. Well, enjoy your night.
All right.
Gosh. That's pretty cool, just to be.
So, such a crowd. And then
Provides.
And they're gone.
Other than, okay.
that was,
So on to new business. It's approval of ordinance 2023 38, authorizing the execution of a First Amendment to ordinance 2021-28, the redevelopment agreement with Gurnee Mills LLC to renovate tenant space. So David's going to give us an overview, and then Jocelyn from Simon, yes, will come up and talk to us a bit too. So thanks. All right, David.
In April of 2021, the Village Board adopted Ordinance 21-28, approving a redevelopment agreement with Gurnee Mills for renovation of the space formerly occupied by Sears, 201,000 square foot space. The purpose of this agreement was to facilitate necessary improvements to the vacant space so that 2 or more tenants, the first of which was Hobby Lobby, could be accommodated. The village financial assistance was authorized at 20% of the improvement. Improvement costs not to exceed $500,000 towards a project budget of $2.5 million. Actual project costs to date have been less than projected, just a hair over $2 million, making the eligible reimbursement $414,000 or $85,000 short of the $500,000 maximum. Gurnee Mills is now requesting the ability to deploy the remaining amount, around $85,000, towards capital alterations necessary to accommodate a second tenant. Per the agreement with the village, the reimbursement is made annually for 5 years, starting in April of 2022 at $100,000 per year. The requested amendment is proposing to change the effective date of the agreement. The completion date originally with the agreement was December 31st of 2022. It is proposed to be amended to December 31st of 2024.
All right, thanks, David. Why don't we ask Jocelyn? She's Vice President with Simon and a great partner for us. So if you could just give us an overview about what's going on at Gurnee Mills, and then I'll add some exclamation points on the end of what you have to say. So.
Sure. Thank you so much, Mayor Hood. Thank you for having me here tonight. Trustees, Village Board, Dave, great to see you as always. I'm Jocelyn Gubler, Vice President of Development for Simon Property Group. And about 16 years ago, we became the proud owner of Gurnee Mills. I was there on that day. I've been with Simon for about 18 years, and the transformation here at Gurnee Mills has been truly spectacular. And we can't take all the credit for that. We accredit that to our team at the police department, our team at the fire department. I can't underscore how important those relationships are to the success of our business, to the success of the shopping center industry. Everyone watches the news or hears about the news, and the teams here in Gurnee are nothing short of miraculous in terms of responses to emergencies, responses to worldwide pandemics, which no one could have anticipated. It's truly, you truly have some exemplary departments here in your fire and your police team. So first and foremost, I want to thank them. I hate that they left and they didn't hear these remarks, but hopefully they'll read about them or see these later. We are proud partners, and we're very appreciative of all the support of the village staff, of the village leadership over the years, and it's allowed us to continue to grow while you see in the news and on social media and hear from your neighbors and friends and family. Not every retail center is as successful, and we can't do it alone. So the partnerships that the village has been able to provide are critical to our success. We're very appreciative tonight. The purpose of this change is to bring a family-based entertainment retailer to the center. They're called Round One. They started in Japan, and I think maybe the mayor has a few more pieces of information about Round One, but they'll take part of what was formerly Sears. Sears was a great partner, a great merchant for decades, right? They started with catalogs and homes, literally homes you could order from the catalog, and they evolved, and then they changed, and it was time for something different. And we're very fortunate that Gurnee Mills has been so successful to attract new businesses and to have a great city to work with. I've called Dave on occasion to ask random stormwater questions, I know. And it's really nice to have that partnership so that when we do have someone who wants to be a business in Gurnee, we have a great quick answer for them. So appreciate that as always. We still have a little bit of work to do at Gurnee Mills. Bed Bath & Beyond, unfortunately, saw its time come to an end in our industry. But I think I'm going to have great news for you in a very short amount of time about filling that space. either in a combination of retailers or a combination of retail and food and beverage. So I'd love to come back here in just a few months and do a presentation for you, if that'd be okay. Share some more, hopefully, good news. And again, thank everyone at that time as well, because I can't underscore enough how appreciative we are to have a great partner and a great community in which to operate.
Thank you, Jocelyn, very much.
And I'll hang around for questions. I'm always happy to, either now or afterwards.
Well, actually, right now, if there's, if from the board, if there is some specific questions for Jocelyn, we might as well take advantage of that offer. So I'll go to my left. You guys have any questions? No? No questions? Okay. We got some comments. Thank you very much
Great.
for coming out. This is, you live on the West Coast? Is that right? You don't live in Gurnee, I know, so.
I do not, although I've talked about moving over the years. I'm a
Oh,
Midwest.
that's right, the Midwest girl. That's
I'm a
right, that's
Midwest
right.
girl. I just somehow I got out to the West Coast. I made a wrong turn somewhere, but rest assured, all my nieces and nephews are here, so I will be back.
All right, well, you're always welcome, so thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor.
So I just, for Gurnee Mills, I think over the last year or two, I've had a lot of comments that I've received from people that talk about brick and mortar is dead, that the online business is going to take over the world, and we really have Gurnee Mills is going to die, and it just is just the opposite. I've been enjoying working with Jocelyn as well as just with Gurnee Mills, and the village board has really been generous in terms of recognizing that we need to invest to attract and be a part of what ends up at Gurnee Mills. And the pivot that's going on where there's, with this new entertainment use with Round One, if you take a look at their website, it's unique. It's not your typical use, I think, in many ways, where you see billiards and ping pong and bowling, and it's a nice combination. It seems fresh to me. So the fact that we're pivoting, that it's not all retail, I think is a wise move on our part, and certainly for Simon and Gurnee Mills, we're just thankful that they're willing to invest and not see Gurnee Mills go away. And I think with the strong support from the village that I've seen, and just recognizing what they contribute. I was talking with Brian Gosnell just about the numbers. It's just they contribute $5 million a day to our general budget, so that's 10% of what we have in our general budget. They contribute $4 million from the real estate taxes to our schools. Just large, they have a 60 million EAV, so they have a large footprint in our community, and not to mention the attraction that they bring to our Grand Avenue corridor. That the $1 billion worth of sales that happen there, it's no accident that the other, when businesses come to town, and David will testify to this, that it's always, where can we be on Grand Avenue? It's not, Washington Street isn't quite as attractive, though they're coming there at times. It's just Grand Avenue, and it's because of, in large part, because of Gurnee Mills. So because of all those things, I just am thankful that we find ourselves in a good place, that it's not going half residential, it's not going into back office, it's going into things that produce sales tax, which then connects to our ability not to have to charge real estate tax from the village perspective to be able to support our services in a way that we find, just as you see those ladies and gentlemen that were here tonight. I'm just proud that we're able to do that, and in part that's because we have partners like Gurnee Mills that allow us to do that. So I think everybody here on the board recognizes that, and it's really good to come at it together. It's not, we're not arguing over giving less or we shouldn't give this incentive. It's like, well, how can we apply that and recognize that we don't have a lot of free money to give away, but at the same time, it's a return on investment. I think I remember our discussions with Portillo's in terms of giving a contribution towards Portillo's, and that the return on investment was in 2.5 years, we had our money back from what we had contributed to them. And it was a real competition. It was, they had a choice to go to Kenosha or come here. And we always thought, was that just a story for us? But you'll notice that there's no Portillo's in Kenosha, that they did choose to come here. And that's true, that we're in a place of competition. And I'm thankful that the board's willing to compete, and that we're also willing to, with Gurnee Mills, it's, as a team, we can do things together and attract first-line retailers, first-line food and beverage places that I think the rest of the village appreciates. So thank you very much, and thank you to the board for their hard work and staff that makes it happen. sometimes they say it's a little too hard to be in the village, right, Dave? Is that they don't like our inspections, but at the same time, it's like once they're here and it's safe, that we know that our citizens are protected. So we'll take a few of those objections from people, right? So, so thanks again. So at this point, we need to have a motion with regard to ordinance 2023, which at 38 was the number, right? Yes.
So moved. Second.
Motion by trustee Ross, second by trustee Thorstensen. Roll call, please.
Ross.
Aye.
Thomas.
Aye.
Thorstensen.
Yes.
Woodside.
Aye.
Or aye.
Motion carries. So on to the last item on the agenda is public comment. Anybody that would like to make a public comment, you can step up to the microphone and state your name.
Good evening, Keith Owens, 6464 Doral Drive. First, a point of business. A young father was trying to do a good thing by holding his baby son and giving him a bottle at the same time, kind of right over there. And there was an explosion, so baby formula is all over a chair on the floor, and if it goes for more than a little bit, I'm sure it's going to not smell really very nice in here, so I just want to warn the maintenance staff of that. I'm here tonight to speak about transparency and give you two examples of my experience with the village. First, and I didn't mean for Dave to be sitting up there because I don't want to embarrass him, but it's a good kind of embarrassment. In my role as the president of our homeowners association, I've had to deal with Dave and the people in his office, particularly the people who come to the window when I walk in. And they go out and find Dave when he's maybe not sitting in his office. But from dealing with our builder who built our subdivision, Dave has always been very cooperative and very proactive in trying to get the builder to deliver everything that he said he was going to do when he made an agreement with the village. So Dave and his crew have been nothing short of polished and professional and very pleasant to deal with, and for that we thank him. Also, Dave has been the point person to provide our homeowners information about the Casey's situation, and he has been very, very proactive. From the first morning I walked in there and said, I understand somebody might want to be building there. He's provided us with the information. He's given us plans. He's kept us abreast of what's going on. He's even gone so far as to be proactive in communicating the approval process for the building permit and letting us know what he knows about them potentially coming in front of the board for a liquor permit. So I don't know if there's a Dave Ziegler fan club yet, but if there is one, I'm going to be a charter member. So I want to thank Dave and his staff for being what I perceive what transparency really is, which is making it easy to perceive what's going on. Now, having said that, let me pivot. The other reason that I'm...
You could have ended right there.
Yeah, I understand.
So beautiful.
Yeah. The other point, it goes back to what I've been up here talking about for seems like several months now, and goes to a note that I sent to you all through Pat about a month ago. Once again, talking about the issue of at some point in the future, Casey's and other stores that now qualify under the new class of liquor license may be coming before you. And it may present some issues for various board members because of different situations. In our case, it's because it's right next to our subdivision. Other people might have a concern that a gas station very close to the entrance to Great America might exacerbate a problem that unfortunately from time to time exists in the parking lots there. And there's other facilities that are either existing or proposed throughout the village that may present problems going forward if they are granted a liquor license. Now, I understand that the code in 6-17 allows for the general, if it has a negative impact on the neighborhood or the community, the board could always deny a liquor permit. But based on some of the conversation that was transpiring when the most recent ordinance was passed, there was a question about, can we really hang our hat on that, or how can we say yes to one and then no to somebody else? And what we had proposed was the language that's in the state liquor commissioner's handbook as far as the distance between a liquor license and certain kinds of facilities. Now, I understand that doesn't apply to all the sites that potentially could be asking you for that class of license. It does specifically apply to ours. So I sent that note to all of you explaining that once again. And I said in that note that I don't expect necessarily that I'm going to get a response from you because, you know, a formal response to every citizen's inquiry would be burdensome to you. But I, you know, and my expectations have been met because I haven't heard anything back from anyone. So from that standpoint, based on the numerous times that myself and other people have come up and asked about what is the process as far as proposing an amendment, you know, what went into the amendment that was adopted, and what's the likelihood of something like what I've been proposing being adopted, I haven't heard anything back. So, you know, that kind of is the antithesis or the opposite of in terms of transparency. I mean, I don't care what the answer is. I mean, I do care, but what I really care about is having some sort of an answer. Well, Keith, we looked at that language and it's not going to work. Or Keith, we looked at that language and referred it to staff. Or Keith, the staff is looking into that and we'll get back to you. Or Keith, you know what? We've decided that's not the route we're going to go. Whenever anybody comes up to us for a liquor license under this new classification, we're going to take it on a case-by-case basis, and then maybe 6-17 will apply and maybe it won't. So all I'm asking for today is for you to please consider getting back to me or to somebody else that's proposed these things and give us some sort of sense of feedback. I mean, I've come to these meetings, I'll stay late. You know how to reach me. Gosh knows you probably have my caller ID blocked, Dave. But please give us an opportunity to understand what the process is. I don't understand, and I've asked several times, what is the process that goes about in the village for an amendment like the most recent liquor ordinance addition to be passed? Is it something that the mayor suggests and the board kind of gets behind, or is the board members come to the mayor, or is it something that the staff discovers through the economic development process, or is it a public safety issue, or whatever it might be?
I can talk to you afterwards to tell you the process.
Okay, fine,
Okay.
fine. But because we really need to kind of understand that, because I would like to understand not only what the process is going forward, but also what was the process for that last opportunity, you know, that last amendment that was put on to the liquor ordinances. Because it's kind of frustrating because the people in my community say, well, where do things stand? And I say, well, one, as far as a permit goes, they still have to meet certain requirements, but it looks like they're going to go forward. And then I look at what they built in, or what they proposed to build in Grays Lake, and they've been waiting for over a year to do that, so I'm not even sure they're going to build. But if they do come forward for a liquor license, I don't want to be in a situation where my constituents and the board have not had an opportunity to really say, what is the possibilities? The best way to solve a problem is to prevent it from happening. You can treat each of these liquor license applications on a case-by-case basis with your current structure in terms of ordinance 6-17, or you can consider, at least have a conversation about adding some language that gives you a better footing to stand on, particularly in situations where the requests are within certain parameters based on the state liquor code. Thank you very much. I look forward to talking to you afterwards, Mayor.
Okay.
And I thank you all for your service and your time and for putting up with me. Thank you.
Thank you. Think anybody else like to make a public comment? There being none, is there a motion to adjourn? Motion by trustee Baumus, second by trustee Thorstensen. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We're adjourned. Thank you.